What's up, folks? This is Steel. Welcome back to Steelcast 27. Once again, I have a subscriber series video featuring TX141 in a Svietlana. He's grouped up with Zuron and El Scorpion en Fuego. They're on the big race, one of my favorite maps in this game, honestly, because it's got a lot of different elements to it. It's got islands, ambush, flanking, long-range shooting. It's got everything. And I just noticed the snow effects. I have to give TX some props here. It takes a lot to take a snowflake in the eye and not blink and just let it melt. You're so focused and determined. Anyway, Zuron is in a Isuzuchi, I think, and Scorpion is in Wyoming. Now, this group together is going to run rampant all over the red team in this match. Apparently it looks like the red team is already, at least there's no cruisers heading to the northern sector, which is usually where the cruisers like to dance, but TX is ready for him. He's got the Svietlana bristling with 130 mil guns. The same guns on the Bogatier, I believe. So the range on the Svietlana is a little bit limited, and you can see here he's got guys he wants to shoot at, but he can't. But the gun characteristics give you a taste of the Russian line in general. They're very user-friendly. But notice I said 130 mils, which means AFT, if you play it enough. Now finally he's getting spotted here. At this point you don't know if it's a destroyer or not, so TX is being very cautious around this corner, and also he doesn't want to drive too far away from his battleship support. I don't think Russian ships have that great of a spot distance. And here he sees a Tenryu that wants to engage. Tenryu's got really decent spot distance, maybe 10 clicks. And the only reason why I saw him is because the Tenryu opened up. Overleading the Tenryu. Looked like he dropped throttle there. Nice move. Heading right for the island. That's what good Tenryu players do. They don't like to linger out in open ocean. They have a tendency to pop out behind islands and stuff. That way they get to use their torpedoes. In this instance, those torpedoes are probably on the way. I would imagine that they are, unless he just didn't drop them because he thought TX was too far away. It also was a possibility. But the fact that Tenryu abandoned this entire position leads me to believe, yeah, the red team is not going to fight over the northern sector, and that's not good news, because if you abandon the northern sector and you can't sink ships in the southern sector fast enough, you're going to be attacked from two different sides. And that's a true flank. One ship by himself does not flank. It's got to be a group of ships. That's a true flank. And here's that Tenryu again. But then you can see like these gun characteristics on this Svietlana are so great. And then this group that they're in, 2 BBs and Svietlana in a group with focus fire, can be quite a powerful little team. The Svietlana doesn't have much burst damage to it, but when you have 2 BBs with you that are aggressive, they're the burst damage, and the Svietlana is the DPM and dot machine. But yeah, now I think TX is probably surprised how little activity there is in the north, and this is the dangerous part when you're playing World of Warships and you're in a cruiser. You're with your team, with your battleships, and you recognize something that's going on the map, so you want to move to adjust to it. But because you're the fastest guy in the group, sometimes that winds up meaning you're the only guy in the group. Is that the same Tenryu? Good lord. Hounding him. And here we got a St. Louis. It looks like TX has got the aim down there. That's a nice first round salvo in a St. Louis. They're not hard to hit. You don't have to lead them that much. They're not that fast. Maybe about 20 knots. But yeah, without AFT, this Svietlana's drawbacks is that it's not very maneuverable because of its low power to weight ratio. It can turn, and the rudder is fine. It's just that low power to weight ratio affects its turning and throttling. and quite a large amount. And because it's got relatively limited range, means engagements will pretty much always be within strike distance of enemy hits to you. Even some tier 3 ships can reach out and hit you when you're firing. So sometimes you're just trying to get your guns off, and you wind up finding yourself against 3 ships. So that's why TX here is being really tentative about crossing this map right now. I mean, obviously, some players would be just driving straight towards the first ship that they could shoot at, but that's not always the smart move. Because of that, that problem isn't necessarily apparent, but I'm just letting you know that's why he's doing what he's doing. TX is in a division, and the enemy team doesn't seem all that interested in fighting them right now. And there's a Phoenix up north, but really it looks like a 3 against 1 up there. And that Phoenix, the fact that he hasn't moved out very far from the spawn means he might not know exactly what he's doing. And I'm gonna be honest, a lot of the guys on this enemy team, this red team, might not know what they're doing. But here, yeah, I mean, Svietlana versus tier 3 ships is really excellent. It's got the DPM that those tier 3 ships have, plus it's got more maneuverability than them. And here's that situation. He's driven into the range of 3, maybe 4 or 5 enemy ships, but he's using these islands to screen him from those Congos. He doesn't want those Congos to get off on him, because the Svietlana is not really the best armored vehicle in the game, even though it just bounced that one. That was a cool sound. It sounded like someone dropped a tin cup on the deck. That wasn't a 6-inch armor-piercing round. No, it was a tin cup on the deck. And it looks like the red team's aggressive players are getting chewed up a little bit. The green team seems to have set up some kind of a perimeter, and that's the first kill from TX of many in this match. He's going to wind up with a bunch, and I mean more than a bunch. And that's a stock Congo, I believe, doing throttle games at the cap. So this guy was obviously impressed with his gun range and decided that he wasn't going to move out at all, which isn't a smart move. You give up too much space on the map. And TX is smartly and patiently advanced with his battleships, which is, I can't stress how important that is. And then, wah wee wah, look at all that. He's already got 2 fires going on that stock Congo. AP coming in on him, and then here comes Zoran, gonna do some bulldog moves. Getting in their face. Now you can get away with this when you have really good focus fire, and that's why a Svietlana in a group as a support ship is really great. It does the little kibbles and bits, whereas the battleships do the big chunks. Hypothetically, TX could be shooting AP here, I think. I don't think he'd have problems penning a stock Congo. But too late for him. He tried to angle in. Should have been throttled up. And then here we have one of the ARP ships, one of the ARP Congos. Haruna, maybe? And Zoran's showing the Haruna a little bit of leg. Here you go, big boy. Trying to turn out. And those are speculative torps. Congos are really nimble. Now, the fact that this guy was sitting in the back, I don't necessarily know if that means that he was a terrible player. But he definitely knows how to avoid torps. And those were a wide spread, so that gives him quite a gap. Zoran goes down. Congos are tough. Those are really tough ships to deal with. And TX, again, is going to try another set of torps here, and he's trying to keep himself to be the smallest target possible. And that's a really smart move. The Congo having a 30-second reload, you don't want to give him too much when he's reloaded. But those torps look good. Nice torp strikes there. Those are really helpful in the situation. You gotta love that when you need to get a battleship down and they walk right into your torps. He's on fire. Now, HE against the bow of a Congo, I don't know necessarily if it's going to work. The rule of thumb for HE is you can pen any armored surface that's 1/6 the diameter, or the diameter of your gun barrel. So 21 millimeters. I think the Congo has a lot more than 21 millimeters on the side, but you still can set a fire. But check this out. Look at this quick switch to AP. Always a good idea against the 10 Ryu. He's going to turn out to Torp. You can predict it. Every single 10 Ryu player turns out and tries to drop Torps. And you got to be ready for that with AP. And TX was, wow. That was a heck of a salvo right there. That 10 Ryu was from the beginning of the match, I believe. So we've reached a lull. It looks like Scorp and TX came out alive. Zeron unfortunately went down. Nice aggressive play. And this is I believe this is a stock Phoenix. But anyway, like I was saying, HE will pen anything that's from the Svietlana at least, will pen anything that's 21 millimeters of armor or less. So shooting superstructures is almost a guaranteed pen, and it hits when it hits. It has like a bubble, like a blast radius. So you can hit a plate glass window and pen, do damage, whereas a plate glass window, when you shoot AP sometimes, will deflect off at 60 degrees, and that's a Kraken, baby. That's a Kraken. Wow. And damage is piling up. Anyway, AP will deflect off a plate glass window at 60 degrees. So it's hard to imagine because you think the window would break. But in this game it doesn't. So you want to shoot superstructure with HE, that's why. And here, now this is a trick that I have never employed, which I really appreciate. You hitting Z and zooming in on your shells to check the attitude of the enemy ships that you're shooting at over mountains. That's a nice little trick. I like that. That's good. And here is where the fire chance of the Svietlana is going to serve him really well. You've already saw that he's set several battleships on fire, but it doesn't matter where you hit on a ship with HE rounds. You have a chance to set them on fire. Now I think there might be a hidden mechanic that hasn't been data mined or published, and it's completely anecdotal at this point, but if you hit a target with multiple HE shells, I think the chances of your fire go up. So if you're hitting a superstructure and you hit it with multiple HE rounds, you're almost going to catch it on fire every other salvo. But if you hit in the bow of the ship, I think it's a diminished. Don't quote me on this, of course. And there he is setting another fire. This ship is beached, but still the Svietlana does not have the DPS to knock down a battleship quickly. So you have to rely on your team fires, the enemy's guns being in the wrong position, which is what they are right here. TX is looking at shooting some torps. I think he might be out of range, but he's setting another fire. This is unreal. That's 3 fires ablazing on that battleship. He's not going to live through that unless he has a repair kit within the next 10 seconds. Nope. That's 400 damage a tick. Another kill. Can you believe this? Kraken +1. Low health tier 3. Svietlana's can abuse low health tier 3s, especially when they're shooting at somebody else. And TX has got the small kibbles and bits to finish off these low health ships. And there we have Kraken +2. Alright, so now this New York is either shot him with HE, which isn't the smart thing, or secondaries lit TX on fire. TX has got torps out. He probably called out to Scorp to say he had torps out because Scorp just dropped throttle. Setting another fire. High caliber. He's already gotten Confederate. This is a great match. Not much left to do. Another fire. This guy's guaranteed dead. Unless he's got a repair kit in the next 10 seconds. But this just shows you what an aggressive team of Alpha and DPM ships can do. 101,000 damage, torp hits, 8 kills, 14 fires, and some citadels mixed in. Top of the team, obviously, with that type of effort. And over 40,000 fire and flood. What a great match for Svietlana. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you liked the video and you want YouTube to let you know when I release more, please feel free to like and subscribe. I plan on putting out 2 to 3 videos per week of ship reviews, history, and gameplay. My live stream is currently on Twitch at the URL right there. Good luck, have fun, and I'll see you next time.